Many thanks for joining us this hour. Let's get you our top story here on Press TV. The UN atomic body, the IAEA, is meeting to discuss Israel's nuclear arsenal. It's the first time the IAEA has put the Israeli nuclear arms on its agenda since 1991. The discussions come after a month-long UN conference on reviewing the NPT. Muslim nations are pushing for Tel Aviv to sign the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. By staying outside the NPT, Israel has not had to stop producing nuclear arms or admit inspectors to its nuclear arsenal. Israel is the only possessor of nuclear weapons in the Middle East. Tel Aviv is believed to have 200 to 300 atomic warheads. Well, let's talk to our correspondent Eva Manasieva, who's in Vienna at the IAEA headquarters, to give us an update on those talks that are going on. Eva, non-aligned member states, a total of 118 countries, as you know, have managed to bring the IAEA discussion on Israel's nuclear weapons to the table. But what details do you have to tell us about how much is actually being discussed?
Well, I have to tell you, the day here at the IAEA started with a very positive mood among the non-aligned movement, the Arab group, the African countries. The day started with the South African ambassador distributing T-shirts and bags with the emblem of the South African World Football Cup starting today in Johannesburg. So the mood was very positive, very cheerful. That mood, however, was very quickly destroyed immediately after the first statements were heard here at the IAEA Board of Governors. The first statements were namely from that of the European Union and the United States. The European Union refused at all to refer to the issue of Israel and the Israeli nuclear capabilities. They just ignored that topic absolutely and deliberately, according to the Arab group. The U.S. statement, of course, was very much pro-Israeli oriented. The U.S. ambassador in his statement to the board said that it would be incorrect and inappropriate to single out Israel and to censor Israel in this relation. And he also said that if this is done, then that would politicize the work of the IAEA. The Arab group and the Islamic nations called those comments outrageous. I already spoke with Egypt's ambassador to the IAEA. He was also speaking on behalf of the non-aligned movement. And if I have to quote him here, if North Korea and Iran are discussed in this boardroom here at IAEA, then Israel must also be discussed. What happens from now on is that the IAEA Director General Yukiya Amano will continue to collect replies from the IAEA member states on whether Israel should be at all dealt with here at the IAEA Board of Governors. The Islamic nations, the Arab group, the non-aligned movement, and Russia vowed to keep on the pressure, to keep on pressing and called on to keep the momentum now at this point when Israel is under growing international pressure following its attack on the Gaza flotilla. They think this momentum must not be lost, and until September, when the IAEA General Conference meets for its discussions, they will be pushing so that the IAEA Board of Governors officially starts dealing with Israel.
Yeah, I mean, is that what we're expecting, Eva? Could we see the day that the IAEA does discuss Israel officially? And we do know that the IAEA's asked its members to find ways to get Israel inside the NPT, to get it within the legal framework. But it seems from what you're saying there, there seems to be opposition from those that have just passed sanctions against Iran for Israel to even be pushed towards joining this.
Well, the two camps are already clearly defined. On the one side, we have the United States and its allies clearly defending Israel, and it looks like they will continue to defend Israel in the coming months. On the other side, we have the Islamic nations, the African group, the Arab group, and the non-aligned movement, and Russia, who think that this issue must be finally brought to the attention of the board. The secretive nuclear program of Israel must finally be dealt with and addressed by the International Atomic Energy Agency. So in this sense, the next couple of months will be decisive as the Islamic nations and the non-aligned movement promise to keep on the pressure, to keep on pressing, to keep on insisting and use all diplomatic means in order to keep this issue on the agenda so that we don't have a history repeated that is the same scenario from 1992 when the issue simply sank into oblivion.
Many thanks.